In this chapter, I'm going to show you the most commonly used techniques for basic photo correction. That means if you scanned in a photo or if you took a photo, I'm going to show you the most common edits that people do in order to make your image better and ready to print. So right now we're going to start off with just cropping, and this is an image that I took of our office. I own a company with 2 other partners. It is called Stuck On, and we do a lot of audio and video post-production. We actually were living in a space that we renovated. So this is some details of part of the renovation process. I want to crop out some of this extra footage here. Sometimes it's tough with architectural photography unless you're using a medium format camera. There can often be a great distortion between your viewfinder, your lens, and the actual angles in the room. The perspective in this image is a little funky. I want to crop out just this area in the middle here. I'm going to use the crop tool, which is over here on our tool palette. We've looked at it before. I have that activated. It's also C on the toolbar. And if we go up here, we have a width, a height, and a resolution. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but what I am going to show you is this little drop-down menu here. If you need a specific size, and let me tell you, if you are going to create a blurb book or a calendar for a loved one, or even, I just noticed as I was doing some holiday shopping online, if you want to create a puzzle of your family, you can do that. Most of these gift items that you make out of your photographs need a certain resolution, and we will get into that in greater detail in a couple of chapters down the line. But standard images, 4x6, 5x7, 8x10. Depending on what you're doing with your image, you can pick one of these presets, and that's going to allow you to fix the crop that you make. 4x6 at a resolution of 300 pixels per inch. We're not going to worry about that, so I'm going to hit this clear button right here. I'm just going to do a manual good old crop. So I've got my crop tool here, and I am going to start in this corner and drag. Now I'm going to click this perspective button. That is helpful when you need to perspective crop, which is in this situation here. I'm not cropping a straight square. I'm going to do a little perspective cropping. So what I can do is I can manipulate this corner here by dragging, and I'm going to try and fit it in between the brick in that blue wall. So we're kind of distorting the perspective a bit. And if you notice, this is not a straight angle. Maybe if I had my protractor or my, I think I took architectural drawing back in high school. If I had that triangle, maybe I could figure out what angle this is. And I'm going to drag. It's not perfect, but it allows you to crop an image that has some funky perspective in there. If you see this area outside of the crop box, that is what is called your shield. You can control that color with this block right here. You can also control the opacity. If I decide that I don't like this particular crop, I can hit this X cancel button here, and that's going to cancel. And that canceled my crop. I'm going to go ahead and do it again real quick here. What if I want to crop just that window here? And you can just, as you notice, I'm just manually dragging. Just pick up that little corner. It's not perfect, but it'll work for our purposes here. There we go. If I wanted to pick this up and move it around, I could do that as well to crop a different area, but that's what I want to do. And all I need to do is hit this check or hit enter, and there you go. We've cropped this little image. Let's move on to the next lesson, and I'm going to show you how to rotate and transform, and we're also going to look at the new rotate view tool.